Butter is the name of a dance we do down Johannesburg way.
Ah, yes, sirree. No, not again. I literally can't. Dave, you're asking, what's going on? Why are you drinking so early? Well, it's not early, actually. We can't actually, how beautiful, we can't actually determine if the plane has flown over or not, because there are no planes. So technically speaking, it's never really too early, eh? Have you thought about that? I've just thought about that. I thought about that this morning when I got a message from a friend of mine who was making cocktails at 6 this morning, or 7 this morning. Lise, what time was it? Anyhow, and not only am I going to open one beer, but I'm just going to open two. Oh man, like, guys. I'm going to open 2 beers, and now you're asking, Dave, what is really going on? Well, let me just tell you what's going on. So, I am a big fan of casseroles and stews and all that kind of thing. You may have noticed, okay? And what I'm doing is doing a very classic dish, okay? Very classic dish. It's called a carbonade of beef, all right? A carbonade of beef. Basically what it is, it's beer or shin of beef that's cooked in beer, all right? So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Lots of onion, brown sugar, garlic, shin of beef, okay, and a dark beer. I like to use the stout, because obviously local, but this is a good second option. Let me just tell you. Okay, so what do we got? Let's just run through these. We've got shin of beef. Generally, shin of beef is not used for this dish. They use a more expensive cut, but this is the one to use, guys. It's delicious, it's gelatinous, and it's got great flavor. Red onion, slightly sweeter, brown sugar, lots of garlic, and stout. And that's basically, guys, that's basically all we need. All right, so I'm just going to quickly cut this all up, get it all ready, and then we'll go from there. Okay, what I have are my 2 beers that I opened. They're still the same beers, haven't touched them. Lots of cut onion, lots of sliced red onion I've got here. I've got my garlic, and the only other thing that I'm going to add to this is just a little bit of rosemary, which I'll get into the beginning of the cooking process as well, from the garden. All right, and there we go. Now, in the pot, we have our shin that is now beautifully cooked. Got some marrow in there as well. I'm just going to take that out. It's browned beautifully. And remember what we do now. It's all about that sediment in the bottom of the pan. If you've been watching my little tutorials, the word of the day. If you've been watching these food tutorials, you will by now know that the sediment in the bottom of the pan is where the flavor is at. And that's what we're trying to... that's what we're trying to preserve. Right, now into this. Have a look at that, all that sediment there. Into that sediment then we put the onion. All right, and that onion's got to cook right down, and you actually want it to get color. All right, you want it to get, this process takes a little bit of time. Sorry about the finger. Okay, this process takes a bit of time. Then we'll put in the garlic and the garlic, the rosemary, and the sugar. And we'll just caramelize that whole lot, in with the meat, in with the beer, and we cook it slowly in the oven. Okay, at this stage, can I just keep it in the pot? At this stage, just turn the temperature right down, because otherwise it's just going to burn, and you put the lid on. Okay, and just keep stirring it. There we have it. And we're off. So all that onion cooked down to that. Literally, all that onion. So, into this. You can see the beautiful sediments come off the bottom. Garlic and rosemary goes in. Okay, 4 cloves of garlic. That was 2 onions. 4 cloves of garlic. Just a sprig of rosemary. into that. We're going to cook that down a little bit. Right, and in with this, we put the sugar. It's 50 grams of sugar. Form like almost like a caramel onion, which I could literally eat right now. On the bottom here. All right. Now, while this is caramelizing, please do this on a low heat. All right. Do this on a very low. You see how glossy these get, how beautiful they get. Okay, I want to show you something else quickly. Now, this is something that, make sure that's on. This is something that, you know, sometimes you see it in guys do it other times. That I don't like doing this because I like for the natural process, and I like the sauces a little bit thinner than normal. However, just for the sake of doing this once, what you can do is just sprinkle a little bit of flour, but please, not a lot. A little bit of flour on here. Just shake that in your pan. Okay. You know why we're doing this? Tell me. So you'll notice there already the flour has been absorbed. Please, at this stage, do not put too much of that flour in there. Oh, come on. Sorry, chaps. Oh, you must see that. You must see this. Look at the color on this. The color is very, very important. You know, you've got this dark stout, you've got the dark shin of beef, and you want the onions. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, goodness. Look at the color of the onions here. Okay, caramel, guys. Caramel. Yes, sirree. Danical, all that leftover shin, you know what you're doing with this, buddy. All right, now we put in the shin back into this that's been dusted with flour. What this will do essentially, guys, is it will help the sauce to thicken. All right, like I said, it's a little bit of an artificial way of doing it, but you know what? It also stretches the sauce, makes it a little bit longer, so you can get more out of it, essentially. All right, just oh my God, my mouth absolutely watering. Just have a look at that. Have a look at that. Deep caramel. The color is important at this stage. Okay, just a smidgen of salt again in there. Smidgen of white pepper. Okay, give it the last stir, and now into this. You can use normal beer. It'll probably mess with the color a little bit, but this is bitter. Okay, so it's quite nice. Oh yes. In with the Guinness. Not the widget. Leave the widget inside. Okay, let's give that a roer. Okay. Oh yes. I'm just going to add a touch more beer to that. How much is that? Where's the 440 mils? So probably about 600. I would say about 600 mils in here. 700. 600. Okay. And now what we do is we bring it up to the boil on top of the stove, and then it goes into the oven at a low temperature, about 160, and you just let it cook slowly until the meat is tender. All right. The sauce will thicken now because we've put the flour into it. Normally what I would do is I'll take the lid off and let it reduce so it gets sticky, but this is another way of doing it. Okay, so you have options. Bring it up to the boil. Put it in the oven with a lid on. I don't have to show you that. The pot is out. It took about 3 hours. As you can see, it's been a change of temperature again. I put the fucking jersey back on. The lights are on. Anyhow, it's all good. That's quite warm. All right. Oh my goodness, guys, just look at this. Just look at this. Look at the depth of color that we have here, folks. The depth of color. Look at the lovely thickness of that sauce. Oh, heavenly. Heavenly, I tell you. Okay, so we've got our sauce back. We've got our sauce ready. Our meat is ready. That's all cooked. Now, what I did sneakily while you were away, I have put some sweet potatoes in the oven. Now I just thought, in keeping with the theme of a nice braise, bit of brown sugar in there. Okay, why don't we do the same with our sweet potatoes? So I roasted them with a little bit of oil, a little bit of salt, and in the foil, and they cook so quickly. They're not like normal potatoes, you know. They cook so quickly. We'll just make a slit in them, and then we'll just open them up ever so slightly. Oh, just look at the color of these babies. Oh, just open them up. Look at that. Salt, just on the inside there. Nice bit of salt there. I'm just going to put a little bit of butter on. Put a butter in each one. Okay, and I'm going to sprinkle it with brown sugar, and it's going to go back in the oven. Yes, I did say it. I am so sorry. Sorry, but not sorry. Okay, so brown sugar, salt, back in oven. It's a real one of my Oma's recipes. Okay, don't be shy with that salt, because that'll crystallize. Okay, so I'll put the grill on, and we're going to throw it under the grill. Ready to serve before the sun goes down. Amazing. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is so decadent. Oh. Okay. Just going to put that. Actually, I'm just going to put that straight in there like that. Oh, again. Switch that off. There's our sweet potato. Actually, let me just take it out of this thing. Hey everybody, thanks for watching the video. You might wonder what we are doing on YouTube and why have we got this channel. And as you see, all of this happened during lockdown. COVID-19 is where this YouTube channel started, and one of the big things for me was to during this lockdown period, and especially being in the hospitality industry and owning a restaurant, was to be able to look after my team and my staff. And basically we have taken my book, Mile 8, and all the sales and all the proceeds to the book, or from the book, go to our staff fund, which is pretty special. So you can go to the Marble website and you can purchase your book there. And I think that's just really where we are with this channel as well. I think whatever money is raised from this channel, obviously we need to cover for production costs and so forth of the channel itself, but majority of the proceeds will also then go to a fund, and that fund is going to be ongoing it'll be ongoing after COVID and everything else, because I think one of the biggest things that we realize is how vulnerable ourselves and our staff become in situations like this. So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Tune in for the next one. Cheers, guys.